This week in class we talked about how we research space, but what is the difference between space and place? The space is a demarcated area where things occur, and the place is our perspective on the space, our understanding of a space being defined by our place within it. There are more types of spaces. The first space is the material reality of the structure. The second space refers to the representations and discourses of the space that shape our perspective on it. And the third space is the place, which is the combination of the first two.
Cathedral Church of St. Michael, commonly known as Coventry Cathedral, is the place where a group has decided to go and interrogate our interpretations in regards to this week's task on researching space.
I think that the cathedral is a sacred place where every single person can find a spot for themselves. It's somehow that this place makes a connection between the past and the present. It's beautiful that our ancestors are leaving us these buildings because they're sharing their culture with us, and we actually really appreciate it because in nowadays we can make so many beautiful and modern things, but still the cathedral here makes a huge impression on us and stays in our minds forever.
My initial interpretation is that in the cathedral you have to be quiet and respectful, as there's not a lot of people talking and people are trying to view the cathedral as well.
So some other rules that you have to follow when you are in or around the cathedral are to basically respect others, do not run, do not push anyone. You're also not allowed to smoke in or around the building, and you are not allowed to drink or eat anything.
So our group has decided to look at Coventry Cathedral, as we really like the history and context of this establishment. From first glance, the space just looks like a regular church, but from the context and the connotation of the place, it means a lot more.
This place is one of the ruins that were left behind during the Second World War.
As it was bombed during the Blitz. However, instead of knocking down this beautiful cathedral, Coventry chose to keep it standing and decided to build on top of the destruction, which turns this holy cathedral into a place, as the three aspects of space develop the four walls into a place with meaning, as this cathedral connotes more meaning through historical and contextual knowledge.
I just want to put the lecture and then we can start from
Yeah. Guys, for example, a space is a kitchen, and the place is like the meaning we give to the space. For example, it's a place where we eat, or even your room can be a place where you
See, a space is the denotation and a place is the connotation.
like we perceive the world through narratives and images. So like each one of us has a different perspective on every single thing we encounter in this world, and I think this is so unique.
Yeah, for example, like your bedroom is just a space, but then when you start putting like your own touch to it, it becomes a place. Like initially, my bedroom was just a space, but then I created it to be a place by adding my own touch, by adding posters, photographs of me and my friends.
Yeah, I think it's like the house, because basically one simple house is a space, but when you all go to live inside and you put some things and it becomes a place, it becomes your home, and it's so warm inside. You feel so comfortable because it's a place now, it's not just an empty house.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same for me. When I came here to Coventry, like my room was so basic, and then I started adding like pictures. I bought ones like yours, but they are posters. They're so big, and they made me feel like I was home. Like
Yeah, you're actually
So
showing
this
a part
means that everyone get their own little personal touch to these rooms they're getting in it.
So it's the international students, like their like four walls is probably more like they want it to be more of a comfort zone.
Yeah. Especially leaving another country to come here.
Our space is the place basically, and it's made up from the material reality, meaning what is the space, in reality, and then the discourses and representations about the space that shape our perspective on it. For example, we know it is a church because there is a cross, there's a sign that this is a church. That's why we know it is a church, because otherwise we wouldn't.
And yeah, we also know how to behave in a church through cultural understanding. I feel like did you say that? Everyone understands like things like to be silent in a church, to
It's
be
been
silent in a
passed down.
library, because it's been passed down through
Yeah.
generations.
Yeah, we're kind of raised with these rules, how to behave in a
Yeah.
public place or in a church or in the hub here. We're raised with these.
Kind of true. You know when Bernadine was talking about the interpretations of a space, like that can be different. Like how you said before, everyone's is different.
In some cultures, you may be in American culture. You may be feel comfortable sitting with your shoes on the bed, but for example, if you do that in the Japanese culture, it's a sign of disrespect. So we kind of understand the world, and we have a perspective on the world. It's shaped by the culture we live in, and by our age too.
You talk about the post-colonial effects of that church, that cathedral, because essentially that might not be important history to us.
But the
or
people of
us
Coventry are
from-
quite prideful about seeing this kind
Yeah,
of.
like so for example, being originally from Africa, I will not have as much of a connection to that cathedral like how someone from
Because
like
the personal interaction.
from
with it.
Coventry or even from the UK will feel
I
towards
think
it.
from whole Europe.
It's like from the whole as
Yeah,
well,
from
yeah.
whole
Discourses refer to like what certain culture. I don't know.
Like networks of ideas of reality. So like, what is our ideas of this cathedral? I think that's what it kind of means.
Influence you.
How does it influence me?
Influences us because we know when we go into the place, we have to respect it through cultural understanding. Like we said, that's been passed down. Like you said, it's a religious place. Like regardless of our beliefs, if we're gonna go and visit it, we're making that choice, so we have to respect it.
Plus, it's a part of my daily. I've got to walk past it every single time.
Oh,
So
yeah.
every single time I see the cathedral, like subconsciously, all these
Yeah.
connotations of it
And
just
whether
come
we
up
like
straight
it
away.
or not, like in a few years, say for example we come back to visit Coventry, this will be a landmark that will be like, like it's just something.
I used
like,
to
it's
walk
part
past
of
this
us
at-
now,
yeah.
like, even without realizing it. So,
Mhm. So it has kind of impact and influence us in a way differently for each member of the group. What I'm trying to say. Wait, you're gonna say it? Then I have to talk about the history.
yeah, I'm
Okay, you
just-
need to speak a little bit louder.
I'm just gonna wait. I'm
Can I
gonna
just
say
talk
it.
about
Tell
it
us.
got
Tell me.
bombed?
Show us a
That's it.
little
In the
bit more.
Blitz, and it got
World
what war was it?
World War II.
Okay, in World War II, it got the Blitz. You know what I'm saying? And then say
they rebuilt
and then they rebuilt it, and basically the ruins has turned into something real beautiful.
Do you want me to like
I'm just
put
gonna
a
try.
flash here?
I'm
so-
gonna try.
Maybe try.
I'm gonna try and